Alright everybody, we got fast cars, automatic weapons, naked chicks, and just unrepentant violence. This movie truly does not give a shit. Okay everybody, today we're going back to 1975 to look at one of the all-time great grindhouse flicks ever made. This goes up on my Mount Rushmore. Remember how I told you that Assault on Precinct 13 was the first movie from my Mount Rushmore of grindhouse that I was doing? Well, this is my second. 1975's Death Race 2000. Perfection in every meaning of the word. But before we go any further, as always, to the trailer.
The year 2000. America is a vast speedway. People line the streets to witness the greatest drivers on Earth in a race from sea to shining sea.
This is a death race.
You finish first, or not at all. Death Race 2000. Every car a deadly weapon. Every spectator a potential point. It's a cross-country road wreck, and the traffic is murder.
Who are you, anyway?
Frankenstein. National hero. Best driver on Earth.
I don't want you to die.
He was built by the world's finest surgeons to drive the fastest car ever designed, and nothing can stop him now. Death Race 2000, rated R.
Okay, this gem was directed by Paul Bartel. Now, Paul Bartel was really an actor-director. I mean, he had been in a bunch of stuff, from stuff like, Piranha and Grand Theft Auto and Amazon Women on the Moon and Gremlins 2 and Heartbeats. But remember that movie with fucking Laka? Whatever. Anyway, this time, he was a director, and he's directed some really cool shit. We're talking he did Eating Raoul. He did Private Parts, the 1972 one. He did Lust in the Dust and The Long Shot and Scenes from a Class Struggle in Beverly Hills. And he also did a movie back in the day with David Carradine, who happens to be in this, called Cannonball, which was a great flick in and of itself. So, Paul Bartel, actor, director, did it all, part of it all, whatever. Let's keep going. Okay, everybody, there is literally a fucking shit pit of humanity in this motion picture, and they all deserve to be talked about. So I got to go through this really quick, or we'll be here for 20 minutes just talking about the goddamn cast, and, well, really, who needs that? So, anyway, as Frankenstein, we have the legendary, the one and only David Carradine. You know David Carradine. Quiet Kane, him fucking self. He's been in stuff like Kill Bill and Bound for Glory and Q the Winged Serpent and Circle of Iron and Lone Wolf McQuaid and Big Stan and what else? Bird on the Wire and Death Sport and Warrior and the Sorceress. He's been in a million things. He's David fucking Carradine. He's a fucking legend. That's all you need to know. Let's keep going. Okay, playing Annie was Simone Griffeth. Now, she was mostly a TV person. Hey, is what it is. Sometimes it works out that way. She was in stuff like Ladies' Man and Dukes of Hazzard and The White Shadow and $6 Million Man and Starsky and Hutch and Quincy and Chips and Heart to Heart and T.J. Hooker and Magnum P.I. She had a long list, a long career on TV anyway. Did what she did. She was in this. That's all that matters. We got to keep going. Okay, playing Calamity Jane was Mary Woronov. Are you fucking kidding me? Royalty in the grindhouse world. Anyway, she was in this. She was obviously in Eating Raoul too with Paul Bartel, is what it was. But she's been in a million things. She was in stuff like Hollywood Boulevard and Jackson County Jail and Cannonball. We talked about that before. CoverGirl Models, Bad Georgia Road, The Lady in Red, Angel of Heat, Young Lust, Night of the Comet, Chopping Mall, Warlock, fucking Terror Vision. Listen to those titles, folks. She lived, existed, and reigned over the fucking kinds of movies that we love. Oh, she was in them forever. Oh, she's awesome. And oh, she was in this too. But anyway, we gotta keep going. Okay, playing Matilda the Hun was Roberta Collins. Listen to the fucking characters' names in this. You know you're gonna love this shit. Just listen to the characters' names. Anyway, she was in stuff too. She was in stuff like Big Dollhouse and Eaten Alive and The Witch That Came from the Sea and Hard Bodies and Saturday the 14th. Who could forget that piece of shit? And Sweet Kill and Wonder Woman and Woman in Cages. Again, listen to the titles of the motion pictures these people were in, folks. That's how you know what you're getting, by knowing the cast and where they got them from. Complete fucking schlock grindhouse, and they brought them all in for this gem. Okay, playing Nero the hero was Martin Kove. Oh man, way before his days in the Karate Kid, he was in this, and he was in some other legendary shit too. We're talking, he was in Rambo 2, and Last House on the Left, and White Line Fever, and The White Buffalo, and Blood Tide, which is like criminally overlooked and really, really good. And Future Shock, and Deathmatch. His whole fucking career was in this. I mean, people think his career was like a little bit more A-list than it was because he was in the Karate Kid flicks, but he was in so many of these movies, so much of this shit. I love it. Okay, playing Myra was Louise Ortiz. Oh yeah, you know who I'm talking about. She was in a bunch of shit. She was in stuff like Six Pack Annie and Foreplay and The Last American Virgin and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Up in Smoke, and fucking she was in Cannonball too, man. There's a lot of these people that were in Cannonball. Why is it? I just keep popping into my head about that. And then Coming Attractions and Chained Heat and Jungle Warriors and Galaxis. She was in all kinds of shit. Didn't really have any acting ability. Just kind of acted bubbly and stupid and had awesome titties. That was her whole job, and she did that well. Beep beep. Okay, playing Junior Bruce was the legendary Don Steele, who we just talked about a little while ago when we did Grand Theft Auto. But obviously, he was in Grand Theft Auto. He was in Eating Raoul, and Nowhere to Run, and The Student Teachers. And he was the voice in fucking Gremlins, or the radio voice in the background. Because he was really a DJ, folks. He wasn't really an actor. He was just a DJ and a fucking psychopath who showed up in these kind of movies for a while. And it was awesome. Okay, playing Grace Pander. It was Joyce Jameson. Again, mostly a TV career. Is what it was, just the way it goes. She was in stuff like Dragnet and The Outlaws and My Favorite Martian and Love Boat and Rockford Files and Barnaby Jones and Rhoda and Beretta and CPO Sharky, if anybody remembers that fucking thing. Probably not. Maybe some of you do. Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, she was in all that kind of stuff. The normal cannon fodder of the day, that kind of actress, and all that kind of movie, over and over again, is what it was. Let's keep going. Okay, playing Cleopatra. It was Leslie McRay. Oh my god. More of the schlock fucking titles that we all love. She was in Coffee. She was in Wonder Woman and The Long Goodbye and Blood Orgy of the She-Devils, which is fucking awesome, by the way. And The Delta Factor, and The Female Bunch, and just tons of TV work beyond that. So you know what I'm talking about. She was in a million fucking things, did a lot of kind of work, that kind of shit. Anyway, let's keep going. And, obviously, before he was famous, playing Machine Gun Jumper Turbo is Sylvester fucking Stallone. I mean, we're talking Rambo, folks. We're talking Rocky, folks. We're talking Victory and Nighthawks and Demolition Man. We're talking The Expendables and Judge Dredd and Cobra. Fucking Over the Top. And fucking, there's so many goddamn movies, I can't even fucking name them all. It's Sylvester Stallone, folks. Let's face it, he was the biggest star to ever come out of any of this fucking flick. It doesn't matter. It's Stallone. You know him. You love him. Yo, Adrian, is what it is. Now let's get going to the story. Okay, everybody, I'm going to try to do this in 90 seconds or less. The plot is crazy and stupid and complicated and dumb and over the top, but it is what it is, and I'm going to try to make it fast, as I always do. Anyway, in 1979, there's a gigantic market crash, and the United States government turns into this totalitarian, all-knowing, all-watching 1984 type of regime. And to keep the public placated and happy and filled up with joy. They have these races that take place from point A to point B, and along the way, you can run over people for extra points. You can hit a child for like 40 points, and you can run over a senior citizen for 60 and take out a worker for 30. It's completely macabre and dark and evil and all that other kind of shit, but it is what it is. Keeps the people happy. That's just the way it goes. Anyway, while this is all going on, there's a resistance to the new government and to this supreme leader known only as Mr. President. Well, one of the people in the race, Frankenstein's navigator, is actually sympathetic to the cause and working with the people in the cause. And their plan is to kill off all the drivers and to kidnap Frankenstein, the lead racer and automotive legend, and take him hostage. But they'd find out that Frankenstein himself hates Mr. President and hates the regime, and he plans on doing what he has to do to get to him first. Anyway, calamity ensues, cars blow up, all kinds of shit happens. It's fucking insane. It's fucking crazy. It is what it is. That's the whole story. Pretty simple, huh? Okay, everybody, I'm going to tell you why this motion picture is sheer cinematic perfection in every way, across the board. Beyond any kind of doubt, this motion picture is the shit. First off, it's directed very well. I mean, is Paul Bartel Spielberg? Fucking no. But hey, that's just the way it goes. It's acted well, and I'll explain why. Is it the top level of acting? No, you are not watching Apocalypse Now. To get that out of your head. Special effects are cool. Listen, are they fucking on the level of, like, you know, The Abyss or something? No, obviously not. But for what it is, it looks cool and it's slick as snot. And the matte paintings that they do just look fucking awesome for that period of time. But what makes this motion picture great, what makes this motion picture the absolute shit, is that it is unfucking repentant in what it is. I mean, it's just about a race. It's just about fast cars. It's just about naked chicks. It's just about needless violence. It's just about hammy acting. It's just about taking everything that makes Grindhouse what it is and pouring it into one motion picture and smashing you in the face with it, with no apology, with no regrets, with no sympathy. And here's one of the things too that kind of throws me sometimes. Sometimes people try to paint Death Race 2000 as a glimpse into our futuristic what could happen to society if we all fall and turn bad. Listen, folks, this shit is not Rollerball. This shit is not Blade Runner. This shit is not Apocalypse Now. Apocalypse Now, what the fuck am I saying? I'm thinking Clockwork Orange. Anyway, this motion picture does not try to be that. It tries to be simply entertainment. It tries to smack you right in the face with it. And the way you can tell is that they do it, unlike those other motion pictures, with a wink and a nod. Those other motion pictures were painted dark, dystopian, horrible futures. This motion picture paints those things, but with a joking attitude, with a, we're letting you in on the gag that we're just doing this to hit you with violence and action and guns and titties, and they do it over and over and over in the flick. Everybody in this motion picture is a cartoon character. Everything in this motion picture is a fucking comic book. That's all it is. And there's one scene right in the beginning of the motion picture, which, by the way, this motion picture has one of my favorite scenes of all times, right up there with "We're gonna need a bigger boat." And that is a scene where Frankenstein, right in the beginning of the movie, again, right in the beginning of the movie, they let you know where they're coming from. Frankenstein is pouring through all these reporters who are coming up to him. Frankenstein, Frankenstein, how are you going to win the race? Frankenstein, Frankenstein, are you up to snuff after the last accident? Frankenstein, Frankenstein, what are you going to do? And David Carradine brilliantly is pushing through the people. And when there's no reporters there to push aside anymore, he just keeps going. He's like, rah, rah, rah. And they left that shit in the movie. And folks, that's a director's choice. That director left that scene in the motion picture because he wanted to look at you and say, you know, we're just fucking around, right? We're just having a good time. We're just giving you all the shit that you love in motion pictures, and we're going to throw it at you completely and 110% without apology. So this is not a movie with a message. This is not a movie with some kind of social conscience. This is like, hey, we're going to have a good fucking time. sit down, strap in. We're going to laugh our asses off. We're going to enjoy this shit, eat your popcorn, and get the fuck out. This motion picture is simply put amazing. Now, we can get into little details, you know what I mean? We can get into the details about the directing. We can get into the details. It doesn't fucking matter. None of that kind of shit matters. What matters is the vibe of this motion picture, the balls for being true to what it was, the idea that you're just here to have fun. This motion picture is everything Grindhouse should be, everything action should be, everything just fucking pure schlock should be. It's delivered that way by the actors, it's directed that way by the director, it's written that way by the writers, and the final product that you get on screen is as close to cinematic perfection as any motion picture will ever get. Folks, another video down. Get out there, have a good time, be safe, take care of one another, and no matter what you do, somehow take a look at Death Race 2000. Campiness at its best, action at its best, fun at its best, from a time when people knew how to fucking have it. Everybody, take care, be good to each other, and whatever I just fucking said a second ago. Be good, take care, fuck it, peace.